guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that's been around for quite some time. I want to say Nikki Tutorials is the one who started this, and it is called The Power of Makeup, and that means that I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup just on one side of my face, and then the other side is going to be my bare face. Actually, to be honest, I filmed this video, I want to say like maybe in April or May of 2018, so last year. And it was right at the time where my rosacea was really bad and my flare-up was really bad. And it wasn't that I was scared to post myself with my rosacea, because I'm very proud of my rosacea. But I think it was more so me sharing a vulnerable side of me. Like I felt like I still had my guard up in a way, and I didn't want to break it down yet. But I feel like we're at what, 27,000 subscribers? Like, why not, you know, start to share different aspects of my life with you guys? I'm gonna be on YouTube for the long run. That's what I plan. And I want to just show you guys that there's more than just makeup, and there's more than just this image that you guys see of me. But there's also a true, genuine person that has feelings, that goes through the motions, that suffers from sad moments, happy moments, angry moments, and I'm just human like you guys are. So I really hope that you guys enjoy watching this video. It is going to be me talking through the video. But right now I just want to focus on just having a conversation with you guys, talking about confidence, talking about self-esteem, talking about growth. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. So if you want to continue watching, then please go ahead and do so. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this side. This is like my side. Like whenever I pose in pictures, it's like, you know what I mean? Like we all have that one good side, and then we have that other side that we're kind of like, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with moisturizer. I'm gonna be using the Tatcha water cream today. The reason I wanted to make this video, to be honest, is because I feel like a lot of us suffer from doubt, and we constantly doubt ourselves, and we question whether we're good enough. We question whether we're on the right path, and whether we're meant to be doing what we're doing. And I feel that just takes a huge toll on us. I have this one instructor, and at the very end of each class, she always says this quote that just makes so much sense to me. And she's basically saying that wherever you are in life, that's exactly where you're supposed to be. And that always sticks with me, because I feel like we constantly question, we constantly have doubt, and we constantly really bring ourselves down for the smallest things. I am a big perfectionist, and I'm always wanting to just, you know, do better and like be the best and just do everything so perfect that when it's not the way that I want it, I really just crash and burn. And I just don't want to feel that way. There's not going to be moments where everything's perfect, and I feel like that's what stops a lot of us from our full potential. Like I've seen a lot of you guys ask me like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but do you think that I'm like too old to start one? Honestly, you need to do it for yourself. If it's something that you've been dreaming about doing and something that you've had on your mind for so long, then you have to go after it. I feel like we hold ourselves back because we just put so much pressure on ourselves, but we don't realize that life is too short. And it leads me to my next thing. I feel like we have so much fear of failure that I think that stops us from going to like further levels. Like we reach a point where we're comfortable with where we are, and we're scared, but at the same time we're comfortable, but we start to get bored of the same thing. So if you don't take those risks and go for something further, then you're gonna continue being stuck in that place. And I find that when people get stuck in a place where they're really comfortable, they start to become depressed. I'd rather go after something and be scared in the moment than sit back for the rest of my life and wonder, what if, you know? Something else that I really want to talk about is, this video is gonna be long, is like our image and like social media and how it takes a toll on what we personally look like. I feel like social media is so great because we get so much inspiration, and we just learn so much, and we see so many awesome like ideas on how to dress, on, you know, how to do our makeup, on so many different things. But also social media is very harmful. You only see one side of a person's life. So you could be scrolling through my account and all you see are these, you know, pictures of me like traveling, of me looking like I'm so happy and, you know, living my best life. You know what I mean? And you just wonder, you're like, oh my gosh, her life is so good. But let me just tell you something. Nobody's gonna post their lows on social media. Nobody's gonna post last night of them bawling their eyes out because they're insecure, or like questioning if they look good enough. But behind a lot of Instagram posts that are made of your favorite Instagrammer, or even like people like Kylie Jenner, there's some self-doubt. And there's, you know, you look at a picture for so long and at first you like it, and then you start to look at it more and more and you're like, oh my God, this is like so ugly. And then you never end up posting it because you're just so caught up on what people are gonna think. So I just say that sometimes you just need to sit back and really think that even though you see these beautiful people on Instagram, it's not always as good as it seems. And it's kind of sad to see the evolution of Instagram, because I remember back in the day when it first started, I was in high school. I think I was a junior. Yeah, I think I was a junior, maybe like late sophomore year, 2012-ish. I think that's when it all came out. And I was just, where's my shadow? Here we go. I was just at a time in my life where, you know, I was young, and I feel like back then I didn't care as much about stuff like that. Like I didn't overthink how I looked, or like, you know, all the things that we tend to overthink now. And like people just posted because they wanted to post. The pictures were so unfiltered and they were just so raw. Now I feel like it's all about the image. Like they have to keep the aesthetic of the page, the likes. You're so worried about like, oh my God, I need this number of likes. And I was like that for some time, and now I just really don't care. I'm like, you know what? If this picture doesn't get that many likes, as long as I like it, that's all that matters. I'm posting this because I took this picture and I like how it looks, and that's it. This leads to my next thing. Like I feel like we also struggle from having to look a certain way. Like we see these Instagram models who are so beautiful, don't get me wrong, but you know, they all usually have a type of body, and you know, like we all look at that and we're like, holy shit, they're perfect. And some of them are, you know, that's just their natural body. Some of them get work done, and you know what, that's great too. Whatever you want to do, it's your body, go ahead and do it. And I just think that there's a time where there's several people that really look at that and question themselves. They're like, oh my God, they look so good, I want that too. And one of the biggest things that I noticed was Kylie Jenner's lips. Like I feel like when she did that, lips was like a huge thing. I saw so many people get their lips done, and there were people that, you know, of course, you know, they got their lips done and they said that it's because it's something they've always wanted to do, you know, and they had really small lips or whatever, and that's great. But then I also feel like there was a group of people that felt like they needed to do that because that's what everybody else was doing. And even though they won't admit it, I feel like that was a big thing. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, there was a moment where I was like, I need to get my lips done. I need to look this way, or my lips are gonna look so pretty with lipstick on when I get my lips done. And that's just not the way, a healthy way to think. I mean, can you imagine? I'm so happy that somebody talked me out of it, because I feel like I would have regretted that very badly, because honestly, there's nothing wrong with my lips. They're not the biggest lips, they're not the most voluptuous lips, but there's really nothing wrong. There's no reason for me to want to get that done. And I know that I would have regretted it. Now that, you know, I look back at that, I'm so happy I didn't do it, because it's not something that ever since I was young, it was like my burning desire to get my lips filled. It was just because everybody was doing it and it looks so pretty. But I've seen so many people dissolve their fillers because they're just like, well, this was too much, like it went wrong, it's not something that I'm proud of. And it just like really kind of showed that it was like just such a big thing that everybody just wanted to do that without really thinking long term whether that would be something beneficial for them. But I'm really proud of my skin, who I am, and where I come from, and everything like that. I would not change anything, but there's one thing that I've always had insecurities about, and that is my boobs. And it's crazy that I'm even saying that on camera because I really don't, like, nobody, unless you're really close to me, you wouldn't know that. But I've always been so insecure about my boobs. I have really, really small boobs. Like, if you go on Instagram and look at my page, like, you will never see me wearing, like, something revealing or anything like that because I don't have boobs. Like, if I wear, like, a revealing top, I'll literally look like a little girl. It's a big insecurity to me because I feel like as a woman, you want to kind of have some volume up here. And I feel like also as a Latina woman, a lot of Latinas, like, you know, they're really voluptuous and, you know, they have boobs and they have a nice butt and like very curvy and like just voluptuous. And I just feel like this top part doesn't match the rest. When I was probably like out of high school and like probably my really early 20s, because I'm 23 right now. So like between like 18 through like 21, I really wanted to get a boob job. I was like, obviously not then, but I really was like, I want to do this at some point because I feel like it's something that's been bothering me for a long time. And my siblings, my sister, she knew that I've always had issues with that. And she's like, you know what, if you decided that you ever wanted to get your boobs done, I would support that because you always talk about it. And it's something that I know is an insecurity for you. And I get that. And that's how I feel with anybody that wants to get, you know, something done. But here's the thing. I'm at a point right now where I'm okay with it. Yes, I have insecurities. Yes, there's times where I want to fucking wear like a low-cut shirt or I want to wear something more revealing and look super sexy. But I don't think it's enough for me to want to go under a knife. Now, am I going to sit here and say, oh, I'm never going to get my boobs done? Because I don't know, maybe in like 5 years, I'll be like, you know what? I'm ready. I want to get my boobs done. But right now I'm at a place where I'm okay with it. And I've accepted the fact that I have small boobs and it's okay. Like, I know that I am a pretty girl and I know that my personality is great. And I know that there's things that make up for that where I feel secure with it. I feel at peace with it. But like I mentioned, there's moments where more so for me, not for anybody else, not to please anybody else. I feel like knowing that I have a fit body and knowing that I'm working towards like, you know, being at a place where I'm really toned and strong, I think that beats out me wanting to go get my boobs done and have like something that's not mine put into my body. But you know what? Everybody has a different journey, and I give props to people who want to go get their, you know, injections or plastic surgery because that's brave of them. You know, I'm not that brave, obviously, because I haven't thought about doing it. But, you know, everybody deserves to do what makes them happy. And like I mentioned earlier, you only live one life. So if there's something you want to do, you got to go for it. So that's just something I wanted to put out there for you guys. Okay, so for the eyes, I used the I Love Side-Eye palette through my eyes, and I also used her Dose of Colors palette. I've been using these two like crazy, but now I'm gonna do my wing, and I may like speed through this fast because you guys know that I like get a little muted when I do my wing, so if I don't talk, just understand that. I'm so happy I'm only doing one eye. It's like the best. Knowing that I don't have to do the other side, but I actually may have to do it because I may go out after I film this video. There's like no in between with me, guys. Like, if you guys were ever to see me in public, I'm either beat to the gods, dressed in like sweats, or I have no makeup on whatsoever, dressed in sweats. The only time that I really dress up is when I am traveling, because I just feel like that's my time where I can like be super like cute and like get some nice pics and just like all this fun stuff. That's when I dress up. But if I'm here home in Maryland, you're gonna most likely see me in sweats. I'll go to my nail lady and I love her to death, and she, like, I always go with her like in sweats, no makeup, and I'll show her like pictures of like, you know, that I post sometimes on Instagram or like of my makeup looks, and she's like, oh my God, is that you? And I just laugh. Like, I don't even take it offensive whatsoever because she doesn't mean it like that. Like, it's just like there's a huge difference. Like, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this video, is because I feel like they're like the power of makeup. Like, it's really powerful what makeup can do for you. And it's so fun and creative. That's the point of makeup. I hope that people realize that we're not sitting here, you know, buying this expensive ass makeup to please anybody. We're doing this because it's our therapy, because it's what gets us through some hard times, because it's what makes us feel creative and happy. Before we end that whole portion where, you know, we feel like social media influences and can lead us to question ourselves and the way we look, just know that you are beautiful. And I don't care if you're 200 pounds, I don't care if you're 95 pounds. You are beautiful and you were born this way for a reason, and I love you. And if anybody has ever said some nasty shit to you, just know that they don't fucking matter, because people are rude and people are also going through their own shit. I feel like the people that talk the most shit are the ones that are really hurting. Let them do them. I mean, I haven't suffered from like a shitload of hate comments compared to a lot of YouTubers, but I've had my handful of comments that have said some nasty things. And you know what I do? I just brush it off, because at the end of the day, they're fighting a battle that I know nothing about, and it's not me, it's them. And they chose to say that, and that's on them. It has nothing to do with me. And just know that you're beautiful, and that anybody of any shape, form, color, it doesn't matter. You're all accepted on my channel because I love you just the way you are. And if there's something that you want to go ahead and fix because it's something that you've wanted for yourself, then go out and do it. I have nothing against that. I am all for everything that people want to do, as long as they do it for the right reasons. Okay, so now I'm using lashes. I'm still using the JB lashes by Jasmine Brown with Allure. I think it's Allure. If not, just correct me. Maybe it's Allure, because I think Allure is a magazine. I always go for this like warm look. Like, that's just in my DNA. Okay, so now I want to move on to my rosacea, because I know a lot of you guys kind of want an update on it. Listen, here's the thing with my rosacea. In the wintertime in Maryland, it's super cold right now. It's like 30 degrees. It was down to, I want to say, like 20 last night, and it's going to be down to like 7 degrees over the weekend. And let me just tell you, my rosacea thrives in the winter. Like, it's ready to go. It's on and popping. You know, we're here for it. As soon as the spring comes and the winter comes, as soon as the spring and summer comes, it gets really bad again. The flare-ups are intense. I have to like go get medicine for it. Eating really clean makes a big difference. I don't really eat salty things. I don't eat things that are too greasy. It causes my flare-ups to get even worse. For everybody, it's different, so I can't really sit here and be like, this is gonna help you, because that may not help you, or what works for you may not help me. So for everybody, it's different. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this is what resolved it, because it's gonna come back big and strong in the summer, especially on those like 9-degree days. Whew, I gotta stay inside. Like, I can't really go to a place where it's too hot, or like there's a lot of sun. When it's like really hot and they call for like an advisory, I have to stay indoors, because that's not good for me. So now I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I'm gonna be putting this to prime my face on this side. That's just a little update. I do plan on doing a makeup routine for my rosacea people. I know that not everything works with people on rosacea, but I found a routine that works really well when I just want to do a more natural makeup wear. So expect that very soon. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using my favorite Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. This is in the shade F12. Now I'm going to go back to another topic. I've always had issues with my weight when I was younger. So when I was younger, I was overweight. I was an overweight little girl. People made fun of me for my weight. I also had family members that would make fun of me about my weight, or just say little things that, you know, weren't the nicest. And I'm a very sensitive person, like when it comes to certain things. I feel like through the years I become more like, you know, like whatever, like you just let shit slide off and just laugh it off. But when you're young, like when you're like 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, like things make you upset. You know, if people say things, they make upset. And I feel like, you know, sometimes family members don't mean it in a nasty way, but it just can come off really nasty. When somebody's, you know, trying to find themselves, or like when somebody's coming into their own and you're kind of realizing things, you go from that transition phase where you're like really little and you don't really know what's going on, and you're just like living the dream little child life, to like kind of like starting to care what people think of you, and you're moving into like later in your elementary school years and middle school years, and you start to realize like, oh, like this girl's skinny, or like I'm bigger, and what's going on. It starts to kind of affect you. And especially when, you know, kids start to make fun and it's not, you know, coming from a place of kindness, you know what I mean? And you know, my doctor, I would hate going to the doctor to get my physical, because he would always tell me that I needed to lose weight. You know, you need to lose weight, you're at risk. You know, they're just trying to tell you things to get you on a better path. Like, I know that now that I look back, I know he didn't mean it in a negative way, but it really affected me. And I just like, I hated it. Like, I just hated going shopping for clothes because I had to shop at like the like preteen section when I was like really young, and I was just really embarrassed. And I just felt like I was not good enough. Like, I always had insecurities. And there got a point where I was like, you know what, this is it. Like, once it was like summer going to high school, I was like, this is it. I'm going to change. I'm going to make a change for myself. And I started to work out every day, and I started to eat really healthy, and I started to see a change. And I remember going into high school and people were like, oh my gosh, she looks so different. She looks good. Like, you know, like all this cool stuff. And I felt really good about myself. That's when I really got into health. Like, when I was little, I was not athletic. I was not the athletic kid whatsoever. I was very unathletic. Where I'm getting at is that instead of sitting around and dwelling on something that makes you insecure, go out and make a change for yourself. Because sitting around and just, you know, whining about it is never gonna get you anywhere. Like, you're never gonna see yourself get better. So I took action, and when I took action, I saw results. And when I saw results, I started to become more confident in myself. And it got to a point where me working out and me, you know, eating healthy was natural for me. It was something that I could easily do, that I didn't have a problem with doing. I mean, I'm happy that it's this way because I know that I can, you know, be accustomed to this for the rest of my life. And also with my rosacea, it's hard for me to really eat junk food and stuff like that. I've never been like an alcohol person, and I don't do drugs. I'm like a very like, when I say I'm like a natural lady, like health, like all about like the natural remedies, that's literally me to the T. Like, you wouldn't expect me to be the way I am for my age because I just am so relaxed. Like, I'm the homebody. I'm like an old grandma in a young woman's body. So I'm not your typical 23-year-old. But I'm just telling you, if you guys are trying to get into fitness right now and you're finding it hard, I would say grab a buddy who's also trying to get into fitness, because you don't want to bring in somebody that's not into it and then be like dragging you down. You want somebody that's going to motivate you. Also, watch fitness videos. Those really help. Like on Instagram, those really help you find new workouts. Go to classes. If you're somebody that needs to be around a group of people, needs music playing, all that stuff, go to a class. I always suggest SoulCycle. I'm telling you, it's life-changing. It's not just a workout. It's like mind, body, and soul. That's why it's called SoulCycle. But I just feel like it really, really changes your outlook on a lot of things. So I would really recommend that. I'm actually going to be going to LA soon, and I kind of want to see if any of my subscribers who live in LA would want to go to SoulCycle with me. Like, maybe like 1 or 2, and you can do SoulCycle on me. Like, I would pay for it and we can just bond. I don't know, maybe. So let me know down below if you're an LA person and you would be down for that, because I may do a little something. I live for some good inspiration, man. I'm constantly like one of those people, like, I love to be inspired. I love to hear motivational speeches. That's actually one of my end goals, is to be a motivational speaker. I want to travel across the world. Let's start small. I want to travel across the country and just give motivational talks on, you know, confidence, self-esteem, image. All those things are just so important to me. I want to start doing these videos more often, like kind of like where I give you guys some inspiration, because I feel like these are needed. I feel like we're living in a time where a lot of people are struggling. A lot of people struggle with depression, with anxiety, with sadness. And we all struggle with it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, I'm happy 24/7, guys. Because I'm not. I have my moments where I'm really sad. It's funny because actually I've been sad for the past few days, and I don't know what has gone into me. I've just been really down. I've just been like questioning like a lot of things, or like whether, you know, whether I'm going to see growth out of, you know, certain aspects of my life. And I'm like sitting here and I'm like, you know what? Why are you doubting yourself? You know, you have so much potential and you can go far in what you want to go, as long as you continue to pursue it and you put good thoughts into the universe. You know, you give yourself a day or two, and then, you know, you're going to get yourself together and be like, you know what? I got this. I'm going to be okay. And you have to always put out those positive affirmations and tell yourself that it's going to be okay, that it's going to get better. and that you are the shit, because you are. And those are the type of things that you need to constantly remind yourself of when you are really going through a funk. And like I mentioned in my Q&A video, when I was really upset about my rosacea, I went through a little bit of a depression phase when I first, you know, saw it come through. I realized that, you know, I can give myself the time I need to be upset. It's okay. We all have those days, like I just mentioned. But there's a time where you need to be like, okay, you went through this. It's time to heal. It's time to figure out what you're going to do to make the situation better. I have rosacea. It's not going to go away anytime soon. I don't think there's anything that can make it go away permanently. I have this for a reason. And you know what? I have this, and I'm going to use this situation on my face to help my subscribers and whoever else is going through the same situation as me, because I know that they need somebody. They need to hear from somebody that it's okay and that we're going to get through this, and that there's products that we can use to help us. And that's one of the main reasons why I love being on YouTube so much, is because YouTube is a way for me to connect with you guys and help you guys. And that's all I ever want, is to help at least one person. If I'm helping one person, that is amazing for me. That's all I need to feel better. So whenever you guys reach out to me and you send me messages telling me how much I made you feel better, or especially when I was getting a lot of messages about my rosacea video, there's times where I honestly cried because I just felt so happy. I felt at peace knowing that I was able to help somebody. And those messages and those moments made it worth it to me, made me think, you know what? It's okay that I have rosacea, because I'm helping somebody out. I'm helping somebody feel better, and knowing that it's gonna be okay. And I'm getting emotional right now, so I'm not even gonna go there. I am emotional. I'm an emotional girl. Yeah, I'm here for you guys, always. I'm always here for you guys. If you guys ever wanna talk, you guys can always send me a snap. Mexican Beauty with 3 Ys. Or you guys can go ahead and reach me on Instagram. I always try to do my best to reply to everybody on Instagram. I really hope that this year we can grow a lot. That's one of my biggest hopes for 2019. I would love to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. And I keep putting it out there because I feel like if I do that, it's going to happen. But if it doesn't happen, it's okay. As long as I continue to inspire people and make people happy and feel good, then that's, you know, what I really care about. But like, I want to make this a real channel that you guys can relate to, and not just come here for like the beauty part of it. I've had really low days in my life, like days where I've just, I don't know, I've gone through some real rough shit in my life. Even at 23, you know, we all have our journey. We all have days where, you know, they're some of the worst days of our life, and I'm gonna have many more in my life because I'm still very young. But in my worst moments, one of the things that always kept me grounded was doing makeup and fitness. And that's why I always gravitate towards those things so much. And you constantly see me posting those 2 things in particular on my Instagram stories, on my Snapchat stories, because those are the things that really held it down for me, that made me not go crazy. So if you guys are going through some really hard times, find something in your life, whether it's makeup, whether it's working out, whether it's reading a book, whether it's making pottery, find something that grounds you, that brings you back down and allows you to breathe. Because if it wasn't for those 2 things, I really don't know how I would have suffered some of the worst times in my life. But those things were there for me when I needed them the most. And that's why I'm so thankful to have these things in my life that can really allow me to feel happy and feel a sense of peace in my life. And that's one of the reasons why I was so excited to do this video in particular, because makeup is so beautiful. Yes, it makes you feel like glamorous, and it makes you feel like you're the baddest bitch alive, but it can also make you feel so at peace and make you be so creative. And at the end of the day, you can just wash it off and it's over. Let's move on to the lip, because I don't want this to drag for too long. For lip, what do we want to do today? I kind of want to do like a brown lip. Oh wait, what time is it? Shit. Where's my phone? I don't even know where my phone is. Kylie Cosmetics is releasing their new blushes, and I think they already launched. Okay, so I went in with this Makeup Forever lip pencil in 610 Versatile Chestnut. let me go find the lipstick I want to use and let me check the frickin' time. Okay, so I'm going to be using one of my favorite nudes. This is called Classic K. It's from the KKW Beauty Mario collection. You guys are going to have to excuse me for like 5 minutes. I need to go upstairs and order these Kylie products, so I will be back to finish this video. So this pretty much concludes my power of makeup look. You know what, guys? I am so proud of both sides. Both sides make me me. This is who I am, and I love this side as much as I love the side that has a full face of makeup. I wouldn't change anything about the way that my face looks, and this is who I am, and I love my rosacea. It took me a while to get used to the fact that I have super rosy cheeks, but you know what? It's cute. I look like a cute little gal who's always blushing. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you guys did enjoy watching this video and want to see more videos like this that are kind of more kickback, laid back, and just talking about real shit, then please go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. If you guys are new to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become a member of our family here on YouTube because I wouldn't want you guys to miss my videos for the world. And also, if you haven't hit that notification bell, then go ahead and do that right now because you do not want to miss my videos. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here. So go ahead and hit that notification bell. And that being said, I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye, guys.